Once again, it's that time of the year where I need to go and control the non-native grey squirrel. There is plenty of feed being taken from my feeder, so I've come here, I'm going to get into my hide and we're going to see how many grey squirrels we can take off the feeder today. Hopefully it'll be a good day, no idea how it's going to go, but we're just going to find out. I've finally got settled now into my hide, got a magazine loaded into the rifle, just going to sit here and wait. Don't know how the afternoon is going to go, should be able to get a few, pretty confident of that. What time they'll come in and how quick, we'll just have to wait and see. That's the first one in the bag. Didn't go to plan because I thought this was on standby, but I didn't. There's a squirrel coming in. I have a wide lens there, I've just taken that off. There's a squirrel coming in. Now this is the exact reason why I like shooting squirrels. It's exactly the same as fishing. You can wait around for a long time and then all of a sudden you just spot a little bit of movement. And then you do start getting a little bit excited as a squirrel starts to come in. So I can happily sit here for hours, and to be honest, I actually do. And I have had to speed this up quite a lot because this squirrel was actually taking a long time to come in. They do sometimes they come bounding in really quick, other times they take a bit longer, just like this squirrel. But this squirrel isn't quite playing the game, and this does happen quite a lot. So even though my scope isn't quite in focus, I do see an opportunity, and if I can get lined up quick enough, then I will take that shot. I didn't actually think this was going to come in, but play the waiting game and eventually it does fall foul to a pellet to the head. Right then, we'll try that again. So the first squirrel, I hadn't turned the scope on, so I had to wait for this to boot up, which is why it took me so long. And then as I was talking to the camera, I just noticed there was a squirrel coming in from behind. So then I had to quickly take this wide angle lens off and the little light so you can see me in here, turn the camera around, and then just had to wait for this squirrel to come in, which took about three minutes to actually settle. 3 or 4 minutes, and yeah, just managed to take it on the top of the branch there. Wasn't quite sure what it was doing, but it took its time, came in, 2. To get those first 2 squirrels, I had to wait about 50 minutes. Now, this third squirrel that's come in, I've had to wait probably about another hour. So this does take quite a long time sometimes. A lot of the squirrels are not quite sure how the feeder works. Some of them learn pretty quick. If they're young, they take a bit longer. But again, if you can sense an opportunity like this where it's very, very still, you can actually get a shot off before it takes up a peanut or runs away. The equipment that I'm using today is an Epic 2 in 177 sub 12. It is currently shooting JSB 10.34 grain heavy pellets. On top, I have a Pixfra Volans digital scope. This is a 30mm tube, so you will require scope rings. I've currently got some sports match rings on here. Please let me know your thoughts about all the equipment that I'm using. I'm really interested to hear them. It's been around 35-40 minutes since the last squirrel. This is the fourth squirrel that I've seen today, and as it was just hanging about at the bottom of the tree, it now seems to be making its way up to the top. This one seems a little bit more promising than previous squirrels, as I feel I have been messed about a little bit today with the squirrels. But when you see a squirrel lift up that flap door like that, you know it's a regular visitor. Not very often you get a squirrel which doesn't flinch from a sub 12. Usually they'll just flap about and kick everywhere when the brain has been destroyed, which is perfectly normal. But it does seem quite odd when you see a squirrel just completely flatline dead. But anyway, I'm certainly not going to complain because it's taken a pellet to the head, it's dead, it's clean. 4 shots, 4 kills, as clean as you like, and it doesn't even take long before we start seeing the 5th squirrel come along. And this one looks even more promising than previous squirrels. Or so I thought, because now it's taken a gander at the squirrels which are already dead on the ground. Will this put this squirrel off? Past experience 90% of the time says no, as long as there's not too many dead bodies. And seeing as it's now climbed to the top of the feeder, that's a positive sign. This one is definitely not safe for YouTube. If you want to see the completely uncensored version where you get to see the blood completely pumping out of the brain, it's only available on my Patreon. That's just the way it is. YouTube's rules, not mine. But I have taken the decision now to go and collect those 5. I have been in my hide for several hours, so I just wanted to have a quick stretch of my legs as well, because it had gone a little bit quiet. But once I did get back into my hide, I noticed there was a squirrel, which got a little bit spooked, I think. Then I noticed a woodpecker, which took a complete dislike to my feeder cam. And the camera that I'm filming this on was really struggling to focus on the woodpecker. It was just focusing on the tree behind. But anyway, it was really giving that feeder cam some death. But a woodpecker is certainly not on the list to shoot. So I just have to sit back, relax, and just watch it peck to death my monopod. It's been quite a slow day and time is really starting to press on now. I have had to wait quite a long time for this next squirrel. This one's been more than an hour and a half. I did expect more squirrels in this wood at this time of year, but I guess it means that I'm doing my job. I've already controlled quite a lot of squirrels. I do that quite a lot in these woods around here. I did have one other squirrel which I didn't get on camera, which came and then just ran off. Was not interested in the feeder. But this one is looking a little bit more promising. It may have been quite a long day, but I'm still happy with the amount that I've got. Managed to get 6, so I've just shot that one after collecting the others, so I've decided just to go and collect this last one. And as you've guessed it, this is where I'm going to call it a day, as it has got quite late. Well, today turned out to be a little bit quieter than I expected. I still managed to get just these 6, so I am still pretty happy with the amount that I got, and also the fact that I fired 6 shots. I managed to take 6 squirrels down with no issues whatsoever. Very nice using something like this, very small, very compact, the Epic 2, and let me know your thoughts on the Pixfra Volans as well. I think it's got quite a good picture, and it's certainly something else to take a look at. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little video. Catch you on the next one, and we'll try and get some more squirrels soon.